Albion Online has many things for new players and returning players alike to do. From fishing and gathering to clearing dungeons in the yellow and blue zones, there's plenty of activities to do for PvE and PvP players. In this video, we're going to talk about the PvP zones. If this message right here, before popping into a zone, scares you, I'm here to teach you a method that can make this message mean nothing to you. The PvP zones in Albion Online are not something to be afraid of. The yellow and blue zones are really good places for starting players to make their starting money, running open world dungeons, clearing mobs, farming fame. You can even do faction flagging. But at one point, you start to wonder, can I go out into the PvP zones, but I don't want to lose money doing it? And it comes down to the concept of gear fear. You're afraid to lose what you have. But here is a method that I'm going to teach you guys to help you get over that gear fear, get out there in the black and red zones, even on the Avalonian roads, and test some of the open world content, do some of the dungeons out there, and make some really good silver, because there is silver to be made out in the lethal zones, as well as the lethal corrupted dungeons. Anything lethal and full loot PvP, there is PvE content out there for you to make really good silver. And once you turn to this method, you're never going to want to go back. You're never going to want to go farming in yellow and blue zones. You're never going to want to be farming tier 4, tier 5 solo dungeons. You're only going to want to be going and procking scrolls out here and risking it for this extra silver you're going to be making. So here is the first thing that I'm going to teach you. We're going to go to the bank. And first off, I have a personal economy tab, and you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to go to actions on your bank tab, and you're going to want to manage. Okay, so I have 3 tabs here. I have a PvP expend tab, which is my PvP expendable tab, and we'll go over that here in a second. And then I have a personal economy tab. It costs 150k to make your first tab, so all you're going to need is 2. You don't need this mounts tab. This is just an extra one that I have. Personal economy tab. I have 5.52 million silver in here, just built up. The thing with your personal economy tab is you're going to want to throw any items in your personal economy tab, and this is the first one you're going to want to build up, that you are wanting to hold on to. You don't want to lose any items that are in the personal economy tab. The point of it is to build up, to have items to use when you guys want to run like group dungeons in safer zones, or you want to do group activities together, play with your friends, or you do want to do like there's events going on, different things that you can wear your high level gear to go test out when you're not in a lethal zone. Now for the PvP expendable tab, you're going to want to put stuff in here that is you're okay with losing. You have no connection to this gear at all. If you put this gear on and walk out and get insta killed, you won't even bat an eye. You just come back in, re-equip the set, and go back out. And the trick is to have 15 pieces of whatever set you're running. So you should be able to go out into the open world 15 times and die, and you'll be good. That's the point of this tab. You have no connection to it at all. No emotional connection. You could easily walk out with it, and if you get killed, it doesn't matter. The idea is to go for tier 4.1. So that means tier 4 enchant 1 is the items that you're going to want to go for with this little 1 diamond on them. You're going to want to get 15. So I have an example set on of what I have in here. This whole set, and if you mouse over right here, is worth 38k. We're rocking a 38k set. If that doesn't scream cheap to you, I don't know what does. That is 38k for this set, and we can go out in the open world and clear tier 7 dungeons with this. And I have a little bit more levels on my gear, and you'll get levels over time. You can farm up these pieces in the tier 5 zones as you're leveling up in solo dungeons and stuff, and you can level up the pieces that you're going to want to use in the black zone over time as you are building up that silver. But if we look back at the PvP tab, we have 568k worth of sets in here. This is how much it costs to get these sets all together, and that's because we have so much poison and food in here. It's only half a mil to build up these sets. And I am wearing one of the horses, and you could add a tier 4 bag if you want, just to have an extra space to hold stuff. That's completely up to you, but the whole point of this is to give you the idea that you need to set up your bank and the way that you play in a way that you have gear that you don't care about, so that you can run out in these red and black zones, test out open world content, and as you get more comfortable taking fights, as you get more comfortable clearing the dungeons out there, and you get more comfortable with knowing that you are risking, you're never going to want to go back. The yellow and blue zone, the Royal Continent, you're never going to want to go back there, because you're going to realize how much silver that you can make out here in the black zone. Like I got 18.7 million silver in this tab. This account is 30 days old. 18.7 million in this tab. We have 5.52 million in this tab. I have about 2 million logged on the guild island in my bank there. It's the black zone, guys. This is where all the silver is. We're not even doing a ton of PvP content. I've done a couple of lethal corrupted dungeons, but that's it. There's a lot of different things that you can do out there when you're wearing this gear comfortably so you don't have any kind of fear of losing your stuff. And it might take a second to get up to that 500k silver and to build up the 15 sets. And who knows, I don't know what weapon you're planning on using or your gear set, but you want to try to find something that's a little bit cheaper. For example, you probably don't want to be using a cultist robe. For example, if you're trying to make this build, you don't want to be using a cultist robe. That's already worth 60k alone. Druidic robes are a little bit cheaper. Cleric is really cheap. But as you start going up the list, stuff starts getting a little bit more expensive. Like, you're not going to want to be using the Robe of Purity. You want to keep your build like probably between 30 to 70k. And you also want to build up your economy tab. The whole point of this PvP tab is to go out into the world, farm up silver, and if you die, it's okay. But if you don't die, you bring it back and you start building up your personal economy tab. Once your personal economy tab starts building up, like you buy items that you want to use in non-lethal areas, you buy your collector sets, maybe you buy some scrolls, all the runes and stuff you collect if you want to keep them. You can start making money to build up your island. And as you are losing these sets, because over time you're just, bad things are going to happen, you'll lose the sets, you can start building up and buying the sets back. And on top of that, you can switch to higher level sets. This is supposed to be a snowball effect. This is the starting. We have a 38k risk. At one point, you can start running like 5.1 and you can start getting that extra item power so you get faster clears on tier 7, tier 8 dungeons. You have tons of silver to spare. As you build up silver, you can start buying higher level sets. You're not worried about losing your silver anymore, and you keep piling that one on top of the other until you're out there running tier 6, tier 7 sets, maybe risking like 300 plus k, but you have no care in the world because you have 15 of those sets sitting in your bank and your personal econ tab is sitting at like 30 million silver or something. Like, you just don't care anymore because you have so much silver to spare. Your personal economy is doing so good that you're not worried about losing those gear sets anymore. It's not detrimental to lose them. If you get your first tier 7 set ever and you're rocking like 700k and you spend all of your last dime on getting that set together and you walk out into the black zone with it, like, don't do that. If that's not clear, don't do that. Don't take your most expensive set out into the red or black zone and it's the only silver that you spent and you have none left, because what's going to happen is some player who has a huge personal economy, they're out there risking 1 to like 5 mil on their set and they don't care. They don't have a care in the world. I got jumped by 3 guys with 1500 item power the other day and I think I was rocking 1100, but like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything at that point. I was only risking like, I believe 100k, but if you go out there wearing like a mil and a group of 3 comes by and they're all risking like 6, there's nothing you can do. You're going to get killed, you're going to lose your set, and then you're going to be stuck at square one with no silver, and you're going to have to go back to go into tier 4, tier 5 dungeons in the non-lethal areas because you need to make your money back. And we don't want to get into that spot. You build these 15 sets and your personal economy so that when you can go out into the black zone like this, you're not risking your entire bank trying to play the game. And Albion Online has tons of PvP content and PvE content, but a lot of it and most of it is in the danger zones. And that's what the game is about. It's about that risk. It's a risk reward. All right. And this is the most efficient and easiest way to get over gear fear, is using these sets. And these are my example sets. Again, 568k to put these sets together. I don't even need 1 million silver to put these sets together. I have 15 right here ready to go. And as you do this, you're going to start getting smarter about it. You're going to get ganked a couple times. You'll probably get ganked in a tunnel, jumped by like 5 players. It's going to happen. All right. I've been killed more times than I can count in this game, wearing sets that I was very upset to lose and wearing sets that I couldn't care less. Like, I just didn't care at all. They got a kill and I was like, hey, enjoy the 30k, like, good luck. But at the end of the day, these are the sets that you're going to want to use, not these specific sets, but you're going to want to do tier 4 or 4.1. If you get the 0.1, you guys will start out with 800, and always play with the quality on the market tab to kind of see what kind of a different quality item that you can get. So I'll show you guys real quick. So if we look up the Cleric Cowl and we do a tier 4 enchant 1, these are going for 2491. If we do outstanding, it's like 100 silver difference. If we do an excellent, now it's 1,000 silver difference. That's still not a lot. Compared to the normal, we have 1047. And the excellent, we have 1107. Like, we get a lot of extra item power based on the quality. And you can mouse over right here. It'll show your mastery bonus, and that's coming from your destiny board and the levels that you have on them. I have my cloth cows to 100, and my cleric cow is sitting at My clerical is sitting at 92. If I was to use right now, if I was to use like the scholar cow, I'd be at 763. But with an enchant and an excellent quality, it'd be up to like 900. You can clear tier 6, maybe tier 7 dungeons rocking 900. And if you've leveled up any at all while farming up your silver in the yellow and blue zones, your item power will be even higher. And if you want to risk a little bit more, you can try to get enchant 2s, or you can try to go to tier 5.1. Depending on the gear that you're using, a lot of the gear pieces are probably really cheap, and you can try to push for that extra item power to get that extra damage output that you need to clear these dungeons easier. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. Go get out there, go get into the black and red zones, enjoy Albion Online. This game is fun and it has tons of content for you to do. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next video.